Hey, what is going on everyone? My name is JBear. So it seems that BioWare is starting to let out more information regarding their upcoming title, Mass Effect Andromeda, and finally so, as a lot of people were very disappointed in the minor role that they played at EA Play, as well as E3 this year, barely really giving us any gameplay to scavenge off of. So within the last few days, we have actually been getting more information that kind of adds up to a small amount. Within this video, we will share and discuss everything that we know and have learned about Mass Effect Andromeda so far. Without further ado, here is everything that you need to know about the upcoming title from BioWare. I guess we'll start off with the obvious. Our new home operations will be Andromeda, and that is going to be huge and immersive, and it will be free to explore. Now, the exploration will take a large jump in vast distances due to us getting a new mako, so the new mako will be improved. BioWare understood that the old mako, while it made for a nice way to explore the planet, it was kind of clunky, and now they're trying to bring it back, introduce better exploring. Now this mako will be the only form of transportation. We got direct word from BioWare stating that there's also going to be no space combat. So with Andromeda moving away from the Milky Way, that kind of means that we're almost leaving everything, but not everything at all. There will be new allies to recruit, there will be new enemies, as well as a new protagonist. With the game running on the Frostbite engine, we can definitely expect an upgrade on visuals, but not only in the game world and the environments, as well as spells and the fluidity of the game as well. Also, we do know that BioWare revealed their female hero, and later on we will get the male hero. They are called Ryder, who are the main characters. Now, BioWare states, our games let you choose your main character. I think everyone gets that nowadays. You don't need to see a character to identify with in the same way you might on a movie poster. People want to create their own characters, customize them, and we're embracing that, end quote. Yes, BioWare, these are things that we like to see. Honestly, I don't see why there's a big deal of which hero should be showed off first. Regardless if it's male or hero, I think it's good to get something and to see that they're switching it up, not always doing the exact same thing. Now, there were some speculations going around that the male and the female could possibly become brother and sister. I'm not really sure how true that will become. It's also a speculation that after choosing, the other sibling could possibly become the villain. Now, that's something that I would really like to see, and I'm sure a lot of other people would. And it sounds very emotionally intensive. Can definitely stir up some good drama in the game. Not only that, but there's more. It's possible that the riders will have a family that could present a whole new level of turmoil while you're on Andromeda. So that's a lot of siblings and families going on. I'm not sure if a lot of people want these family ties, but we can see in the future. Hopefully we'll get some more news on that. Now, in footage that we saw in the trailer, we saw that there was a huge, massive arc that is really containing what's left of humanity and whatever they brought with them. So it could be possible that we might see some resource ships that go back and forth on the arc, presenting some kind of feature for that. There's also some speculation that was brought up pointing to the possibility of the engine of the arc being a crucible. Now, I'm not too sure if that's going to happen, but like I said, with time, we'll definitely find out more on that. I would also like to see that it's going to be somewhat comparable to the mass of the Citadel, but like I said, we'll have to see on that too. Now, this is another given. The Krogans and the Solarians are two of the species that we actually have identified through the trailer and will be in Andromeda, but for that, there's really no more information on the species. We most likely won't probably hear anything about species for a while, as they are moving galaxies, and they'll probably keep it more quiet until closer to release. But as for the Asari that we were able to identify in the trailer, that could also be a part of your crew or your allies, yet it's still just speculation on our end, so until word shows up, that's all we have on the species. Also, we have received a small amount of information recently regarding the carryover of Mass Effect 3's ending that the player chose, as well as we got some word on Andromeda's new morality system coming straight from Mac Walters, who is the game's creative director. But first, we have word from Aaronn Flynn, who is the head of BioWare. Now, he told Eurogamer, and I quote, "We acknowledged it in the endings of Mass Effect 3, and I think that's where we want to leave it for now," end quote. He also went on further saying, and I quote again, "We want this to be a new story, and it would be very hard to say it's a new story, but also you need to understand how the past trilogy ended," end quote. this is a little strange, and I guess after Shepard dies, you know, we end up slipping off into a new galaxy, which is Andromeda. So I really wasn't sure how BioWare would have been able to carry over the relevance of those endings. That obviously would have really depended on a lot of the backstory and moving over. But I do think it's better that since we're moving away from the Milky Way, the old characters and such, that the endings don't carry over. In addition to that, we have also received more news directly from BioWare explaining the new morality system. They kind of acknowledged that the fans wanted more freedom with their choices and how those choices would affect the player. Now, previously we saw in the old titles, we had the paragon renegade system, and it really kind of limited the player in only choosing a good or a bad action. Whereas this new system that we're getting, they kind of explain it as there's more of a filler in between, like the shades of gray in between. So I think this will present better development for a character and really letting them choose how they want to do it. This quote comes directly from Mac Walters on the future system. I quote, "I think now we're moving away from that. We've been looking for other ways to engage more of those shades of gray. Less about it obviously being right or wrong and more about giving people a sense of choice," end quote. I'm sure everyone is excited to see this, as you know, it gives the players more free choice to choose how they want to play their characters and not just good or bad. Cool news to rock with currently, yet hopefully we start seeing some more information come from BioWare, and if they do, make sure to stay locked and subscribe so you can stay up to date on the videos and the news of Mass Effect Andromeda. Well, that's going to do it for me, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you guys did, always would love some support. That's going to do it for me. It's been BioWare, and I'll see you guys in the next one.